Happy Friday, beautiful souls, and welcome to Spiritually Her. This is your safe space to explore the magic of inner work, grow your confidence, and embrace your self worth as the ultimate superpower. I'm Terrika-Surrenity, your host and guide on this transformative journey. Here, we're breaking barriers, we're rewriting our stories, and stepping fully into that girl energy together. So grab your favorite drink, let's settle in, and let's vibe. Your next level starts right now. Welcome back to another episode of Spiritually Her. Hey guys, hey my spiritual besties, and happy Friday to you. Listen, I'm so happy to chop it up with you guys yet again. I feel like Fridays are one of the best days of the week because it's like kicking it off to the weekend and it's almost like a reward for making it through the week. And let this podcast episode be a reward to you. So hi. All right, guys. So you already know that this is a safe space where we evolve, we heal, we glow, and we tap into our inner magic because we are not here to live basic, unfulfilled lives. Okay. And if you have chosen that for your higher self, then by all means, that is you. But I feel like this community here, I know I can definitely speak for myself. That is not how I intend to live my life here in this realm. So, today we're going to be getting into something that has been weighing on my spirit this week. You guys already know that I base my topics off of what downloads and what information I receive from spirit. And guys, I had yet another dream and received even more confirmation on the topic that the collective needs to hear today. And basically, Spirit is trying to get me to tell you that we are not just surviving anymore. We are living. Like, do you hear me? Living, thriving, embodying that divine main character energy that I know you guys have. Because I don't know who needs to hear this, but baby, listen. Clocking in, paying bills, scrolling on your phone, and calling it a day is not the life your higher self signed up for. But I know for sure I can speak for myself and say that is not what I signed up for. And I have a strong feeling that my collective and my community feels the exact same way. So if you have been feeling stuck in the eat, sleep, work, repeat cycle, or whatever cycle that you may have that seems a little mundane, then this episode is your wake up call. We're breaking out of this survival mode and we're stepping into a life that feels rich. I'm talking vibrant and just full of experiences. We're talking about how to go from just existing to actually living. So get ready because, yes, I'm coming for all of us today. Get comfortable, grab your tea, coffee, wine, whatever you have, and let's talk about it. All right, so we're going to start off with some self reflection. And I really want you guys to be very honest. And I know that you guys will because that's just what we do. I want to ask you guys, when was the last time you did something just for you? And I want you guys to really think about that. Like something that made your soul happy, not just something you had to do out of obligation. And I'm not talking about rewarding yourself after a long, hard day by scrolling on TikTok or social media for 3 hours when you're missing out on some much needed sleep. Not talking about that either. A lot of us are out here moving through life on autopilot. We wake up, go to work, take care of responsibilities, and then before we know it, boom, it's time to go to sleep and do it all over again. But are we actually present? Are we actually enjoying life? Because I get it. I get it. Life be lifing. Trust me. The responsibilities are real, but let me tell you what is also real. Joy is real. Adventure, pleasure. We deserve to feel alive and not just like we're getting by. And before y'all say, but Serenity, I got bills, I got kids, I got responsibilities, I hear you. But listen, living doesn't mean you have to drop everything and book a one-way ticket to Bali, unless that's your spirit, calling you to do that, because I wish my spirit was calling me to book a one-way ticket to Bali. But anyway, but if your spirit is calling you to do that, then girl, book the flight. Living means finding joy in the little things, breaking out of your routine, and giving yourself permission to experience life fully. All right? Like, I really feel like we overanalyze and we overthink the process of just living. We come up with all of these excuses, barriers, boundaries around why we can't live, why we don't deserve joy or adventure. And I'm not saying like these are excuses that are minuscule and they don't really mean anything, because I know financially that can stop a lot of things. But also, I know that we have people who view things in a negative way, to where if it cannot happen in this one way, I don't want to do it at all. And if that is how you have been thinking or processing, and if that's your mindset, I need you to step away from that and find the compromise, the balance within your personal situation, and find ways that you can live within your means, but also understand how you have been operating when it's been coming to other things that may not bring you so much joy and adventure, but it brings other people joy and adventures. A lot of times we put so much work and effort into making other people's dreams come true. Other people, their joys and adventures, and we can make that happen, but it's like we sometimes lose the determination when it comes to ourselves. All right? Now, we're going to jump into how you can tell if you're in survival mode, because sometimes you get so caught up in routine, you may not even realize what's going on or what state you're in. So, let's talk about how you know if you're just existing or not really living. And if you relate to more than two of these, then we might have a problem. Okay? So, number one, your days blur together. When I say that, it's like you wake up, you go through the emotions, and before you know it, it's next week. Some days you can't really tell what day it is because you do the same thing every day. It's just like you are just, everything's meshed together. There's no excitement. There's nothing that can pinpoint, like, oh, yeah, on Friday I have this planned. So I know what today is because I'm looking forward to this. It's just like everything is just meshed together. Number two, you don't have hobbies, just obligations. When was the last time you did something for fun and not out of necessity? Even if you don't know what hobbies to try, just try something. Commit to trying something new, even if it's just for this week. Like, oh, you know what? For this week, this weekend, I am going to carve out an hour or two to try this new activity. I know my girlies, you may have some TikTok videos that's saved of places you want to try, activities you want to try. You might have some Pinterest boards of some things that you really want to do. If you have no idea of what hobby you want to try out, go to those. Go to those. And if you don't use those apps, then get on those apps and put in hobbies to try, and a list of things are going to pop up. And just try something new. All right, number three, you say one day a lot. And just to give you guys an example, it's like one day I'll take that trip. One day I'll start my business, or one day I'll take better care of myself. But listen, baby, when is one day? Because the calendar ain't going nowhere. And the calendar ain't got one day on it. So if you say one day a lot, one day needs to turn into 2 day. Change it. Number four, you're in a constant state of waiting. So you're waiting for the right moment, waiting for the money, waiting for you to have that confidence, waiting for someone else to externally validate you. Meanwhile, life is happening right now. It would never be the perfect moment. What time better than now? Tomorrow is not promised, but you know what is? Today. This moment, this present moment right now, as you're listening to this present moment is the only thing that is guaranteed to you. That you know for a fact right here, right now. We're not going to wait for the right moment, the right time, the right person, the right relationship, the right body size, none of that. Life waits for no one. Now, number five, you feel emotionally and physically drained. I'm not just talking about like being just tired, but exhausted from carrying the weight of just trying to make it. So if you're nodding your head like, oop, I think she dragging me, don't worry, because we're going to fix all that. I told you guys this is a safe space. This is a non-judgment zone. I just want to make sure I am being real with you guys, and this is something I also had to step out of. So I am not just saying this from the side of my neck. I am saying this from a place of understanding and a place of I used to be there, but it's so much better on the other side. So if you find yourself agreeing or relating to two or more of those five, then it may be time to shift from surviving to thriving. All right. So now that we got that reality check out of the way, now we're going to talk about solutions. Because one thing I hate am, when someone is, you ever had somebody that is venting to you and um I don't know, this could be the ADHD in me, but when someone is venting to me, I want to talk solutions as well. Like, okay, we see the problem. We see what's going on, but talking about the problem is not going to fix it. How can we fix it so we can leave the conversation alone? Let's fix it. Let's solve it. So I'm the type of person that, okay, let's bring up some solutions. I'm that type of friend that if you just want to vent, just tell me, hey, I just want to vent. And if I call somebody and I'm like, girl, XYZ just happened, I love that friend that is just like, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried this option? Oh, I heard this. But sometimes people don't want a solution, they just want to vent. I am not that type of friend. So, to all of my friends who may be listening, if you don't want a solution, I am not the friend to call at that moment. I want to solve the problem. I want to help. I want to guide in whichever way that I can. So, and if I call you, I would expect the same. Even if you don't have a solution, even if it's just I don't know. See, that's a different thing. See, that's a different topic because if you don't have a solution, depending on the topic, then by all means, the solution then would be to dance it out. Let's go scream. Let's go get margaritas. Let's go let's get in a different energy by all means. A margarita can definitely save the day at times. Anyway, okay guys. So, we're going to talk about solutions. How do we move from survival mode to living? And here are 5 things that you can start doing today. Number 1, prioritize joy on purpose. This is where you schedule fun into your life. Like if it's a meeting with your boss. I'm not saying like the meeting with your boss is the fun thing, but I'm saying like you should schedule the fun into your life as it is very important as it is making sure you meet with your boss. So this is where you take a dance class, go on a random solo date, start that creative project, go skating, like do whatever makes you happy. Create and make that time for joy, even if you have to do it alone. If you're the type of person that you need like friends and stuff like that, schedule that friend date. Hey, if you know you have time out on Wednesday at this time, you want to try an activity but you don't want to do it yourself, reach out to your girlfriends, reach out to your partner, whoever may need to be there, or just join the class by yourself and be connected with other people who are doing these types of things. Me personally, I'm an introvert. I'm extrovertedly introverted. So I like doing a lot of my hobbies in home, but to each his own. All right. So, number 2, romanticize your life. Yes, I said it. Like, romanticize you. And this is where that self love comes into play, right? Play music while you cook, dress up just to go to the store, sip your morning coffee like you're in a Parisian cafe. Live your life like it is a movie and act like it. Number 3, this is where you say yes to new experiences. I want you guys to think of how many times have you declined plans just because it's easier to stay home. Okay, I feel a little triggered because I struggled with this a lot because I just told you guys I'm very introverted. And it would be a lot of times where people would invite me out, but sometimes I would be like, if it's going to be a lot of people that I don't necessarily know, I'm open to meeting new people, but it's a awkward, eerie feeling being in like a group surrounding with everyone I just don't know. Like, I would like to at least know 3 or 4 people, but if it's like I'm asking whose party is it or whose get together is it, and I don't really know anyone or I never had an opportunity to connect with someone at all, I am guilty of just saying no. But I have been stepping out of that, and it has been very positive for me within this journey to add a little bit more joy and adventure into my life. So, for you guys that is least listening, this is where you book the dinner date, take the road trip, try something new, say yes to experiences. Just try it. I feel like there could be no wrong answers. If you like, I don't want to say it can't be any wrong answers. I mean, you could say no and you're still be in the same predicament that you're in. Always use discernment. But when it comes to when you say yes, the experience, even if it's not a good experience that happens, it's always a learning experience. Even if it's something that you're trying that's new and it's scary for you and you overcame that fear and you did it, but it's still like, fuck no, I would never do that again. It's the fact that you did it. It's a learning experience. And I hope that is, like, clicking for you guys. I hope I'm saying it right. But number 4, start small, but be consistent. Rome was not built in the day. You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight. But what you can do is commit to small changes, even if it's 5 minutes of morning journaling or weekly self care dates, or if it's just stepping outside of your comfort zone once a week, start small. Don't overwhelm yourself because I do know in life we do have form of schedule. This is not saying that every day has to be completely different and an adventure, but try something different. If you're the type of person that always has the same latte every morning from Starbucks, try something different. Or maybe try a different restaurant altogether. But romanticize your life and be open to new experiences to bring in joy. All right, so number 5, release the fear of judgment. Now, I say this even when it comes to doing something new, right? Because sometimes it could be like, I've never done it before. There's that insecurity and that fear of being judged. Who cares if you look silly trying something new? Who cares if you fail? The only people who never fail are those who never try. So be cringy, go be bold, go be alive. Now, with doing these 5 steps and implementing them in your life, it would create a more enjoyable experience to where you're not just surviving and existing, but where you are living. These 5 steps helps you be more in the present and find opportunities for joy and adventure, and helping you be a little bit more purposeful on how you spend your time here on this world, in this realm, on this planet. Now, I'm going to go into like a personal story with you guys. So, I had a moment not too long ago when I realized that I was just going through the motions. And I'm saying down bad, guys, where it was just like, it was a few years ago though, but it was just, I was stuck in this routine and like stated, my life felt like a blur. Everything was the same routine. Wake up at the same time, get the kids off to school at the same time, go to work, get off work, cook, you change diaper, do this. I was it was just the same mundane schedule to where all of a sudden it was just like months went by and I was just like, I've been doing the same thing every day. And then when it comes down to me having free time, my free time is spent still on responsibilities and obligations. And it had me honestly in a depression. I was very depressed. My anxiety was through the roof and I was having panic attacks because I felt like it's like my body is just felt like I was in this constant state of survival, just being here just to survive. But my spirit wasn't going for it. So I had to check myself. I had to let go of things that I had to let go of. And I refused to let life pass me by while I am waiting to have it all together. I was waiting on, well, hey, I won't write that book because I just don't have this experience, or nobody's going to want to hear what I have to say, or I'm going to wait on that podcast. No, no. One thing that I've learned within my years, and this goes to even in the form of grief, when we happen to lose people, when people, transition and they die, one thing that sticks with me is that knowing these people and knowing the dreams that they had and knowing the gifts and talents and the lights that they brought into this world, or knowing the goals they wanted to accomplish and they just didn't have enough time to, or remembering conversations that I would have with them about what they wanted to do, but they just didn't have the time or didn't make the time to start it or just do it. To me, that put this huge amount of pressure on me to just live life. And that's when I had this understanding that our time here is short. It is so short. So if anything, if I couldn't even find it within myself to not just survive but thrive for myself, I felt this push to live and thrive in honor of them because their dreams and goals that were unfulfilled. And I know that when my time comes, I want to know that I tried everything that I wanted to do. Whether it's successful, whether I fail at it, but I want to know that I tried. I want to know that I did. I want to leave a stamp in this world, not just of me existing. So if you are waiting for a sign to start living, let this be it. This is your confirmation. No more waiting until you have the money, the perfect body, the relationship, or the right moment. You are alive right now, here today. So I want you to really think of what's one thing that you can do today to start living more. And once you think about that, like DM me, tag me, let's hold each other accountable because we're not just here to survive, guys. We are here to thrive. Whew, okay. I hope today's episode gave you that push to step into the version of yourself that is fully living. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, follow me on all social platforms at Serenity 101, which is on TikTok and YouTube. Also on Instagram at spiritually.her. Okay. Until next time, remember you are not just here to exist, you are here to shine. All right? Love you. Mean it. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Spiritually Her. I hope you felt inspired, empowered, and ready to take the next step on your journey. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep the conversation going. You can connect with me on TikTok at Serenity 101. That's SURRENITY 101. And on Instagram at spiritually.her. I love to hear your thoughts, breakthroughs, or even what topics you want to dive into next. Until next time, remember, your power is already within you. Keep shining and simply stay spiritually her. Bye.